Harold Smith with you once again, and we've been talking about some significant dates. Of course, we've had John Hark in studio with us talking about September 11th, 2001, a national event with a local response, and then more of an area-wide event for the flood of 1993. And as far as dates that I was thinking of, as far as dates to include in this series, a personal one came to mind. The date was August 22nd, 1969, and there were a couple of young boys that lived in the river bottoms between Kinderhook and Hull, 10 and 12 years old, and they went loved to wade, loved to go wading, and went to Hadley Creek one day, one Friday afternoon wading, and didn't come back. Their family really didn't think much about it when they didn't come home, but went shopping, came home, and they still hadn't returned home yet. They called out the Pike County Volunteer Emergency Corps. They went to Hadley Creek and started to do what they do the yeoman work that they do in situations such as that. And late that night, they found these two young boys and broke the news to the mom and dad, to the older brother and the younger sister at the time. And this came to mind because if you've watched our previous videos with John Hark, he was talking about the young men, the boys that disappeared in the hills around Hannibal, the hills and the caves and all of that, just a couple of years before that, and something that obviously, if you saw that, still weighs on his mind, the fact that those young boys were never found. And that is something that even all these years later still weighs upon him. And at the time that these young boys drowned, some people made the analogy that they were that this was something that this young family could take some comfort in, the fact that they knew where their boys were, where their brothers were, where these boys, that family still to this day has no closure. And I mention all of this. I mentioned that this was something on a personal level because those young boys were Russell and Stephen Smith, and I was the older brother. And we spend our lives, wondering why these kinds of things happen, and we go through our lives wondering why, but we just our faith sustains us, and we go on. My mom wound up, she found out after this had happened that she was expecting, and this was in August, and then in January my younger sister was born, and I won't tell you how many years ago that was, because if she sees this video and found out that I revealed what her age was, she might not appreciate that very much. But suffice it to say, when we're talking about significant dates in history, August 22nd, 1969 was certainly one in this reporter's life.